2024 is a great year to be alive. This past week, I met with a couple of my friends and we were talking about what we would like to talk about this year, what we'd like to discuss. And you know what both of them said? They said, Rich, my life is just so busy. It's so crammed with stuff, and I have kids and my wife and business and my work, and it's just so busy. Can we talk about busyness? I thought, what a picture. That's my life too. That's, I'm sure, your life. You know, I love what Jesus said, come to me, all you that are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Life is so wearisome, it's so burdensome. In fact, what I'm seeing in life, it's people are very noisy. I mean, they have stuff in their ears, they're listening to this, they're listening to that podcast, they're watching this, and they're going places. It's very noisy. They're very busy. They have all these choices, all these options. My grandkids have dozens and dozens of options of just which game they're going to be playing. It's also very dirty at times and very messy. And yet Christ said, come to me if you are weary and burdened. Hey, I'm sure you're like me, or you're weary today, you're burdened. You know what Jesus said? And I will give you rest. You know, rest is a gift. And we struggle with being quiet. We struggle with resting in Christ. And he says, take up my yoke and learn from me. Yoke up with Jesus. Walk with Jesus. Let Jesus lead your life. You know what happens? He says, for I'm meek and lowly of heart. So instead of all the busyness and the noise and the messiness of life, he says, you learn from me, I'm meek and lowly of heart, and you'll find rest for your souls. Most of you have already ruined your resolutions for 2024, and that's great. You want to know why? Because God isn't into resolutions, God's into transformation. And when you come to Christ and look to Christ, you can put the busyness aside, you can put the noisiness aside, you can put the messiness aside. In the midst of your mess, if you see Jesus, He'll give you rest, He'll give you the peace that He wants you to have. Look to Jesus. Read Matthew 11, 28 through 30, and let Christ speak to your heart. Listen to Him, learn from Him, be quiet in His presence, and learn to quietly love Jesus and walk with Him, and you'll find rest for your souls.